When you have a bank account or you see a bank branch on every corner, it's hard to imagine what life is like when you lack access to the kind of tools that you need to be able to manage your money on a day-to-day basis. It takes time to pay your bills or convert your check into cash or do any of those kinds of things.
If you work 8 to 5, banks are open 9 to 3. How do you get to a bank? Check cashers had much more convenient hours. Or if you're short on cash and you had something valuable, you could go to a pawn shop.
We did some research to try to better understand this consumer market, and what we found is that at least half of those who didn't have a bank account had actually had one at some point in the past. Maybe even more importantly, we found a whole nother set of consumers, millions and millions more, who actually had a bank account, but it wasn't working for them. It wasn't actually meeting their needs. And that's where we really came up with this idea of the underbanked.
We were getting concerned about the widespread use of fringe banking, so we commissioned a study, and one of the recommendations was to pursue creating a center for innovation around this topic. And then we approached Shorebank and Jennifer and said, would you take the recommendations of this report and explore how we might pursue this?
10 years ago, this was a pretty radical idea, encouraging them to create better products and services for low and moderate income consumers. We were so lucky that the Ford Foundation both understood that idea and wanted to get behind it in a big way.
Internet banking was coming in, ATMs were becoming widespread. We began to realize that technology was changing and that the advent of technology would have widespread implications for how financial services were delivered.
It was that promise that really led us to create CFSI. How can we take advantage of, spur, leverage the technology changes that we were already seeing in the marketplace? We can reach people wherever they are, whenever they need real-time information, and we can give them the kind of tools that they need to make good financial decisions.
CFSI has had some really major impacts. I think the first thing is really putting the unbanked and underbanked market segments on the map. The other thing, which I'm particularly proud of, that CFSI has done, is develop something called the Compass Principles that should underlie the development of safe and affordable and responsible financial products.
We haven't yet found ways to ensure that the financial system is really improving people's financial health in the long term. So there's more work to do.